Okay, so sorry about that. I tried to turn the camera around, it wouldn't work, and I'm out of breath, and I had to come sit down at the little table here, just sitting down at the little outside table outside the front lounge. Something that a lot of the viewers will be interested to hear, but I'm sorry, spoiler alert, I'm going to piss you off. I've wanted to book a flight to Cebu, and as you know, JetStar Asia, or JetStar Pacific, whatever they're calling themselves now, have advertised that they're starting direct flights one way from Brisbane to Cebu and return. You don't have to go through Hong Kong, you don't have to go through Manila, you don't have to go through Bali, you don't have to go through anywhere. You go to Brisbane, you get on the flight straight to Cebu. Brilliant. Apparently there's 3 flights a week. Well, I thought, well, I'll book a flight in May. So I've been on just about every damn booking site you can think of, and no, sorry, no direct flights from Brisbane to Cebu come up anywhere under any circumstances. Doesn't matter who you plug into. So today I got on the internet, this was a couple of hours ago, and I got the JetStar number, and I rang JetStar. Of course, who did I get? A Filipino call centre. Luckily, I got a Pinoy that seemed to know what he was talking about. He had a bit of a sense of humour. So anyway, I said to him, listen, how come I can't book direct on this Brisbane to Cebu site? There's nothing. And when you go into JetStar, even on your own website, you can't get this direct flight. It gives you 2 stops or whatever, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, there's something going on with that, and I don't know. Oh, let me just move this plant so I can put this. Oh, shit. Yeah, like that. Yeah, so there's something going on with that. I don't know what it is. And the young fella on the phone couldn't explain it. So I said, listen, I want to go over to Cebu in the beginning of May 2026 for the whole month, because my Asawa's not going with me. My ACR card's run out, and I don't have her with me to get a ballot wine. So anyway, he goes, no worries. He said, we can get you a flight on the 2nd of May, but we can't get you back. And I said, what? You have to come back on the 16th. He said, that's all we can get you. And I said, well, there's supposed to be 3 flights a week. Are you telling me that even now all the flights in May return are booked up? He goes, well, there aren't any flights. I said, no, hang on, that's false advertising. It says there's 3 flights a week. He said, well, between the 16th and the 31st of May next year, there's no return flight to Brisbane. I said, well, that's false advertising. They say that they've got 3 return flights a week. So I don't know what's going on there. Now, here's the thing, ladies, you want to listen to this. He said that he could get me a flight from the 16th of April 2026, returning on the 16th of May 2026. He said, that's about the only thing I can do for you. Now listen to this. He said, this is an Airbus. He said, there's no entertainment. So there's no video, there's no movies, there's no music, there's no headphones, there's nothing. Okay? There's no screen on the seat in front of you or big screen in the middle of the aisle or whatever. There's nothing. There is no entertainment whatsoever. Okay? There's no food. You've got to buy it extra. If you want anything to eat, you've got to pay extra for it. The luggage allowance is only 20 kilos and 7 carry-on. There's no food. Like I say, you've got to pay for it. Now get this. So we're on a piece of shit aircraft with no facilities, no entertainment. You've got to buy 2-minute noodles or whatever shit that they serve up to you. And they want $1,500+ for the privilege. I can get all sorts of different airlines under $1,000 to Cebu. Okay, got to go through Manila or Hong Kong or whatever. But I can get there for under $1,000. Why would I pay nearly $1,600 for a flight that I can get? Okay, I'll have to go out of my way for a couple more hours. But listen, ladies and gentlemen, look, I'm not a tight ass. I'm not miserable. You all know I can afford to pay my way, but upwards of $600 in the Philippines. There's your accommodation. There's your accommodation cost for at least 3 weeks. There's your transport and food paid for at least a month. Why would I blow that? I mean, look, it's not that I'm tight. I'm not tight. I will pay what I need to pay when I need to pay it. But I'm not just going to hand over to some rip-off merchant fucking airline a ridiculous amount of money because they want to get rich. Well, they can get rich off suckers, but I'm not going to be one of them. I can get other airfares with other airlines. Okay, they're not direct. But so what? If I have to have an hour and a half stopover in Manila, okay, fair enough. I think that's worth a $600 rebate, don't you? I think that's worth saving $600. If I have to go on Philippine Airlines or Cathay Pacific or other airlines, but at least they're major airlines that give you anything quite a large baggage lounge up to 32 kilos. They feed you, they give you drinks, they've got entertainment for less money. Okay, you've got to have a stop, so what? Ladies and gentlemen, I don't care what JetStar says, they're fucking thieves. This Brisbane to Cebu one way is bullshit. They're claiming that they have 3 flights a week doing that. Well, the guy I spoke to, the customer service officer that I spoke to on JetStar's customer service line this afternoon, based in a Philippines call centre, told me that's not the case. He told me that between May 2nd, that after May next year, in 2026, the only flights from the finish on the 16th, and between the 16th of May 2026 and the end of May 2026 there are no flights to come back. Ridiculous. It's false advertising, it's clickbait bullshit. I don't know what's going on. JetStar, like everything that they've always been a shit airline to deal with. Every time airline goes down to Sydney and books on JetStar, there's always a friggin' problem. There's always a plane delay. There's always a reroute. There's always some shit with JetStar. They're cheap, nasty. They don't, so they get thrown at the back of the list for landing priority, for boarding priority, and all the rest of it. While the airlines, the major airlines that pay good money to use the airports, come in front of them. So, I was really rapt and thought, oh, this is really great, a one-way service from Brisbane to Cebu. It's not as advertised. And if JetStar want to get a hold of me and explain to me why there's no flights between the 16th and the 31st of May 2026 to come back, well, you go ahead, because it's false advertising. You say that there's 3 flights every day per week or whatever, or every week. Well, not according to your customer service. And why is it that you can't go online anywhere to book any kind of flight one way, Brisbane? As I say, try any friggin' online booking thing. Go on yourself now after you watch this. Go on and try and find any fucking online booking thing that you can get the one way under JetStar, Brisbane to Cebu. They don't exist. You got to go through them. And then, on top of the bullshit fare that they're charging, apparently there's a $45 booking fee just for ringing them up and giving them your credit card over the phone. They charge you an extra $45 for their customer service officer to take 5 minutes to book it for you. Well, screw you, JetStar. You're a bunch of losers. As always, get fucked. If this is how you do business, it's no wonder you're a junk airline. Thanks a lot, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what I'm going to do about getting the caravan up on the grass, but hopefully we'll do that soon. Tomorrow we're putting up all the awning and everything on it so I can take pictures of it, so I can finally put it on the Facebook Marketplace for sale. So I'll show you pictures of that once it's done. And yeah, we'll see how we go. Salamat. Siggy. Ooh. Please like, comment, share and subscribe. And ladies and gentlemen, anybody, and I mean anybody out there that thinks that Brian Granville Smith is going to close his YouTube channel down, you are deluded fuckwits. There is no way that loser is going to give up the only bloody income that he's ever had. Everything's in second best name because he hasn't got the ability to put it in his name because he had to apply through the government for different departments and different permits and things in his name. He'd be thrown out of the country real quick because they'd find out that he's a crook. Now, someone has said to me, oh, he doesn't need his YouTube channel anymore because he's getting Social Security. We've got no information on that. He's not due any Social Security because he never worked a day in his life. He didn't get the credits to get Social Security. And someone said that his son is getting some sort of US government benefit. Well, anybody out there, do you know what possible benefit or payment that the Hmong child is entitled to just because he's his son? And if they are entitled to, if he is entitled to Social Security, no matter what amount it is, and if his son is entitled to any kind of payment, how is he being paid when he's on the run from courts in California for non-payment of debts and failing to appear? The US government does not pay fugitives or their kids. You have to have all your legal matters tied up. Now, this is in the hands of a court. There's no way in the whole wide world that he's getting money out of the US government while all those proceedings are going on. Has he cleared those debts up? We don't know. I've actually just sent an email off to the administrators of expats forums because their offices are in New York and they understand the laws over there, and I've asked them, how can he be getting paid Social Security because he's got all these liens and court documents out on him? If you've got that against your name, you don't get government pensions. They don't pay you a penny until it's all sorted out. So we need to get this cleared up. But ladies and gentlemen, that's all he's got. Everything's in Maricel's name. It's the only thing that he has for himself is his YouTube channel. That's the only independence that he's got in the Philippines for any kind of income. And there's no way in the whole wide fucking world he's giving that up. That video that he put out, as far as I'm concerned, is exactly what it is. It's clickbait, scream for views, for AdSense money. That's all it is. There's no way he's giving that up. What about the members only? You know, all these times that, he's shutting down. He's going to give up his channel. Yeah, bullshit. Bullshit. There's no way he's giving up his only link to any kind of money coming into his and his pocket alone. And that's all he's got. That's all he's got. Everything else has to go through second best. Like I say, anybody who thinks that he's going to close his channel down, you're totally fucking deluded. Thanks a lot, ladies. Go and have a look at Expat Scammer's latest video, and that'll give you an insight into what's going on. Thanks, ladies and gentlemen. Like I say, siggy, ooh, salama, and we'll catch you next time. Bye now.